Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I've got the overview for the August 2025 horoscopes. They're all done. They're up on my website, AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. I'll leave the link in the description below. Bit of a mixed month we've got this month. If you've been feeling under the weather, so to speak, astrologically it might be to do with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction which started last month actually, and it will go till October. So you could be feeling foggy. I'm typically experiencing it as 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Just about everything that I go to do, there's some sort of issue. I have to start it and redo it again, like all these horoscopes, for example. It's just been happening. And a lot of people generally feeling very tired because it's like you're trying to balance the Saturn energies with Neptune. It's not an easy thing, really. But on the positive side, we do have a very powerful minor grand trine I'm going to talk about, and also Mercury turning direct on the 11th. Let's go to the board. I'm going to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards, and then we'll look at your horoscope in depth as an overview for everyone. And if you want further depth, then you can go to your individual horoscope. There's about 3,000 words written on every horoscope, so it's like every month I write a book basically. Let's go to the board. So this is the horoscope, but let's draw the cards first. So 2 cards, and the first half of the month, what am I seeing? Yes, it is a bit of a struggle because it's like I'm on an escalator, and it's like I step onto it, and when I step onto it, it stops. And then I have to walk up the escalator because it's just stopped. It's not working. You're expecting something to work, but it doesn't. That pretty much sums it up for me. Let's have a look and see what card we get. That one is as good as any. 9 of Cups, your hopes and dreams and aspirations. So it's pretty well sending out your hopes and dreams to the universe and then waiting for the universe to help you carry out your hopes and dreams and your aspirations. It could be, again, as I said, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You think something is going to happen in a certain time frame, but that's the thing with Saturn. Saturn has its own, as the planets all do, have their own time frames, but Saturn does rule over time, so it often causes delays or brings about delays one way or the other. But keep hoping, keep working towards it. You will get there eventually. Saturn is not actually trying to stop you. It's actually trying to help you, but in a very physical, solid, down-to-earth way. So hopes and dreams have to be grounded in practical reality for them to work now, because if you've got pie in the sky ideas and you haven't got the basis to carry them out, they're just not going to happen. The second half of the month, wow, some people are very tired of the music they've been making in their life. I've got somebody here smashing an acoustic guitar in my mind's eye, I should say. They're smashing it because they don't like the music anymore. They don't want to play anymore. So I would suggest you make your own music. Don't be too influenced by external sources. You really have to listen to your own heart and your own soul, because a lot of the information today is just rubbish. So there's so much rubbish going on today. If you can minimise the amount of news that you listen to, and even on YouTube there is a lot of rubbish. So I just shake my head, some of the stuff you hear. You have to use a lot of discernment, and that's tiring. It might be easier just to go and meditate and see what you get. The card that comes up, I'm going to go with that one there. 8 of Pentacles, make your own way. You can accomplish good work with this card and be well rewarded. Now, I often think of this card as having a spiritual underpinning. So it's like, for example, there's creativity in this card. Often it's to do with using your hands. So in the old days, that might be blacksmithery, or being a goldsmith, being a metalsmith, if you think back to the Middle Ages. then you might think of being a smith as having cutting edge technology. Today, of course, it's more about online and using your hands to type or navigate your way online. But this is saying keep your feet on the ground. You're going to be handsomely rewarded if you put in the appropriate amount of work at a high enough level. Use your creativity to do that. So 9 of Cups and 8 of Pentacles. Let's make this a bit bigger now, and we're going to talk about the horoscope. Just make sure you can see everything. If I put that up there like that, might be more helpful. So, like I said, the minor grand trine. This involves Pluto, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, and Uranus, Saturn-Neptune. Saturn is almost on top of Neptune. They are both retrograde, so they're both going back that way. And Saturn is moving away from Neptune a little bit, and then will come forward again. And basically what this is about is reality versus spirituality, which is going to win, because they can seem like they're quite opposite sometimes. But the trick is to get them to work together. So it's about taking your inspirations and your hopes and dreams and grounding them in practicality, you see, and keeping your feet on the ground. If you put that work in, you spend enough diligent time working on whatever your hopes and dreams are, whatever you accomplish under this, it won't be taken away from you. It'll be very solid. But in the meantime, you could be feeling rather slow, foggy. Maybe you're confronting old illusions and trying to balance that with reality. And you'll see also Uranus here is in Gemini as well. So this could bring some sort of surprising disruption, wild inventions, unpredictable ideas that are going to enter the picture. And you have to be sort of aware that there's these opportunities going on. We actually have Pluto in Aquarius here, funneling transformative, future-oriented energies, and Uranus here in Gemini, surprising communications and ideas, both towards this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, fueling this conjunction, really putting the pressure on, basically, I would say, is one way of describing it. The peak energy is late July through to August, so we're really going to be feeling it, yeah. So what does it mean for you? Well, global and collective changes will accelerate. We're going to hear more rubbish in the news, but often they feel like they're so distant, out of reach, that there's nothing we can do about it. Old power structures, revolutionary ideas, and the blending of dreams, hence this card came out, the blending of dreams and reality all swirl around together. Neptune and Saturn, that sounds like it, doesn't it? People feel this is sort of like a background restlessness. You can't quite get comfortable. Your sleep might be disrupted. I know mine certainly has been. There's a sense that world history and perhaps your own psyche is quietly or dramatically rearranging itself. You could feel quite wired or tired. You can't tell which. You're tired, but you're still doing stuff, but you're tired. So it's very weird. You're picking up a sort of electrical current that's in the astrological sky at the moment. It's affecting all of us. It's more like background weather perhaps, but it will definitely play out in our personal lives somehow. Now let's have a look at the day-to-day moods and milestones that August is going to bring us. On the 1st of August, Venus is squaring Saturn, Venus in Cancer and Saturn in Aries. And with this, it could bring about a mood of longing for sweetness and comfort, but circumstances could be feeling rather cold and demanding. Perhaps love or creativity can feel stuck, restricted, or overly serious. If you are being creative, maybe you're not enjoying it. But this is your chance to honour real needs. Tend to your vulnerable side and make mature decisions about relationships and resources. Boundaries are beautiful, even if they're hard right now. On the 7th of August, Mars will enter Libra, and Mars is a planet of drive and motivation, and it steps through diplomatic Libra and asks us to act with greater balance and fairness. So Mars in Libra might be a welcome kind of slowdown for any of these world events that we're seeing with regard to Ukraine or perhaps Gaza and Israel. We might see that there's some sort of diplomatic or olive branch where there's some sort of negotiations that might actually yield something positive rather than just talking about it. Action becomes more social, more thoughtful, but we can get bogged down in indecision. That's the thing with Libra, you see, indecision is possible. It's hard to come to a decision in Libran energy when Libran energy is there. Or it could be about just sort of pleasing other people. So personally, this is your moment to pursue harmony, mediate tensions, and focus on partnership goals. Just be aware the temptation for passive aggression instead of direct moves might be there. Libra wants you to be upfront about something. If you've got a complaint or a grievance about something, Libra wants you to be peaceful and solve it in a just, fair way. And hopefully this can happen on the world stage too. On the 9th, the full moon is in Aquarius. This is also good for the world stage in terms of any warfare type events, aggressive events, because Aquarius is the great humanitarian. And this is going to illuminate our role in the wider group and our need for innovation and authenticity. Emotions can be eccentric, surprising, or detached. We can use this time to honour our wild ideas. Aquarius is known for being a little bit eccentric, put it that way. And we often have eccentric friendships as well and people around us. So be prepared to be a bit weird. That is fine. Collective connections matter as much as close ones now. On the 11th of August, Mercury moves direct into Leo. Sorry, it's already in Leo. Mercury moves direct, put it that way. It'll end its retrograde and things will start to feel like they're moving forward again. Communication roars back into life with extra confidence, flair and sincerity. If things feel stuck or muddled, this week gives your clear signal to share your truth and pursue your creative ideas. On the 12th, Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. This is quite a sweet spot in the heavens. Venus, the planet of love, fuses with abundant Jupiter in sensitive Cancer. This will bring luck, kindness and joy. It's very positive. So say yes to nourishing relationships, comfort food and indulgence. Of course, just be mindful not to overdo it. After weeks of endurance and effort, this transit wants you to experience some delight and some warmth. On the 12th, we also have Saturn sextiling Uranus. And Saturn in Aries, which is retrograde, reaches out to Uranus in Gemini with a productive sextile. This is a window to reinvent yourself by blending tradition and innovation. Strong breakthroughs happen for those willing to edit the old rules just enough so that you can embrace both wisdom and wild ideas together. So that's very creative. On the 20th, the Sun trines Chiron. The Sun's in Leo, is making a healing trine to Chiron in Aries. This is an invitation to heal your self-esteem, to also heal any creative wounds, anything that's been stopping you or hindering you creatively, any old skirmishes around being your authentic self. If you've felt invisible, marginal or misunderstood, now is the time to shine your light gently and bravely. On the 23rd, the Sun enters Virgo, and so this is showing us that the pace of life is likely to become more organised. The drama drops, and it's now about refining, organising and serving real needs. The perfect time for resets, clean outs, make plans and honour your mind-body connection. You might also clean out your cupboards. I've actually started doing that this week, just quite organically. You just sort of go with the flow and the next thing you've got a clean cupboard. Amazing. Then we have Also on the 26th, Venus entering Leo, and Venus will sizzle, bringing a surge of romance, courage and creativity. Say yes to joy and self-expression. Show your truest heart in your connections. On the 23rd, I missed that, I'm out of order here. New moon is also in Virgo, and this brings a new start with an earthy new moon. Set intentions around your health, habits, service and practical magic. There could be little micro shifts and detailed attention now to different things, and that will pay off. So do honour the small but powerful beginnings. On the 29th, we have Uranus sextile Neptune, and this is a great stunning sextile to close the month, with Uranus and Gemini and Neptune in Aries feeding off each other's inspiration for innovation and dreams. Expect breakthroughs, spiritual downloads and doors opening in unexpected places. Dream big, imagine new realities, and do trust the odd idea that pops up into your mind, no matter how silly it seems at the time. Just allow yourself to brainstorm and be open to whatever comes. So the minor grand trine cosmic undercurrent, which is like the background weather. Do remember that there's this slow dance going on with Pluto, Saturn and Neptune, Saturn-Neptune conjunction and Uranus. So this is setting the tone for profound change inside and outside and everywhere, in fact. You might sense the world recalibrating, or you might feel this as restlessness, psychic weather, or flashes of both fear and inspiration. It's okay if you can't quite pin it down and give it a name. So in terms of time, it started early July. It goes to the middle of October. The most influential time is late July through August this month, as all the planets hold their closest links. So if you're feeling tired, restless or uncertain, know that the sky is mirroring your experience. August is a month to pace yourself, honour your own efforts and trust the unseen changes brewing beneath the surface, even when you can't see the evidence or the proof. Let yourself find joy and connection where you can. Give yourself some grace for everything that you're managing at the moment, because there is a lot happening. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. Wishing you some strength, insight and good wishes throughout August. Have a great one. I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now.